Miss Shelley's. Welcome to Esther's blog thingy. Because it doesn't specify we're supposed to do 2, so I'm going to do them all in one. I'm going to record singing scales and then justify them one by one. So first we start with my scales and technical work side of the program, which is the first one is F major arpeggio. And this one's in there because of Steal Away, which is in the key of F major, and it also has a lot of the melody is in sort of arpeggio 4. Like the first bit is like steal away, steal away, steal away, arpeggio. Yay, arpeggios. Okay, well my second one is G melodic minor, which is for Amaryllis, and I think I need help with this one because me and melodic minors are sort of enemies. Yeah, as you say it, me and melodic minors don't like each other. This one is for Amaryllis Mia Bella, which is in G melodic minor. The whole thing, well, it's in G minor because technically Miss Wiz told me off when I'm like, oh no, this is so totally melodic. She's like, they didn't have melodic minors back then, they just called them minors or something. And I was like, okay. So yes, it's in, Amaryllis is in G minor. Anyway. Okay, my next scale is A major, and it is for D Fergal, which is the whole piece is in A major. Yes. I finally got rid of my habit of going sharp in scales, which is kind of nice. Yes, practice paid off. Okay, my next, forgot to justify. I sort of justified it before for D Fergal, so it's okay. Okay, now my next one is F major, which is for Greenfinch and Linnet Bird, because that one is in F major. Except it's 20th century, so obviously it has to change keys all the time in the middle of things and go to modes, because it's a 20th century piece, and sticking to the same key is so last century according to it. My next one is a minor arpeggio for Amaryllis again, which is in G minor, so therefore minor arpeggio, because yes, it makes sense. And next we have F major pentatonic. I've never had a pentatonic scale in my work before, so it's exciting. And I'm singing in a do re mi style as well, just because that's what we do in singing lessons, or we do in music class. Oops. I was just going to sing it on album, I can do it easier if I do it this way, but anyways. And it's for Steal Away, because it's based, Steal Away, I think most of it actually is based around the pentatonic scale. I don't know, there might be something, I'll have to look through it and see if there's actually anything in it. But looking at the first page of the melody, it looks pretty pentatonic to me. Anyway. Do, re, mi, sol, la, sol, mi, re, do. And that's it for my scales. And then we flip over Flixies, and then we find my exercises, which are somewhere in here, hopefully. Because otherwise it'll be awkward if they're not here and I have to run around. No, they're not here. No, come. This is a really weird recording. I'm gonna use the excuse I was sick recently. Oh, I found them. Oh, this one's boring to listen to. It's like it's sent chromatically up from E flat to a next E flat. It's a bit boring to listen to. I might just do it up to B or something, just flat or something, just because. And it's on Mi, Me, Ma, Mo, Mu, and it's for Amaryllis, and it's to work on Italian vowels. Mi, Me, Ma, Mo, Mu. 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 stopped there because it's a boring long exercise. Well, it's not that boring really. I thought it would take ages because I thought I was singing it really slow for some reason, but I'm not. Next one is for the Fergal, and that's to practice my pitching, because it's an A major, but it starts on a D sharp, and then it goes next bar. It goes like that, and it goes like that. And I sometimes had trouble with turning the flat and then the flat and D, what got restored to its original pitch. I just had to turn it back to a D sharp, so it was like. And it's the other one, so I can't play it like that. So therefore we have an exercise, because if you have trouble with something, you have to work on it. And that was that one. Okay, and then next we have one for the Fergal, because I suck at counting and holding long notes. I have a habit of sneaking them short, because I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I'm not allowed to do that. Single 1, 2, 3 off, pick them 1, 2, 3 off. And now we have a sort of B version, because that was the A version of the exercise, because there's another bit that also holds a long note, but this one's called the B version of my exercise. So, flicken 1, 2, 3 off, vinden 1, 2, 3 off. And then we have a thing for Steal Away, which is sort of an arpeggio, but it's really with dynamics, and it has to be E and E. Yes, I can see the valves there written, and I'm not allowed to sing them on R, even if I want to, which I do. Justification for that one was basically that it's so similar to my... What's it similar to? It's similar to the start of the thing, where it has an arpeggio with build-up dynamics, and it's nice if I practice them, so I'll get them better. Okay, let's see. I have justified my technical program. I've done this. Tick off the list. I have a study, but I'm not going to sing that one, but I have a study of trills, and I have another study. I'm not sure if I'm performing... I know I have to perform one for my end of year, but I'm not sure. I think my study is going to be in my next term, but I have another study for this one, because there's trill, and I don't like trills, because they're evil, pretty much, for singing. Never minded them on flutes. They were cool on flute. Why can't they be cool for singing? But no, they're not. So I have a study that goes like that. I would sing it now, but it's a bit long and annoying, and I don't want to, waste your whole afternoon sitting watching us going, la 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 la. I've already wasted enough time by being like one of the most ridiculous blogger people who can't organize their mind enough to talk sense. Okay, so basically my justification for my study is the fact that I have a trill in my piece, but I don't. That's performed as part of my exercises. It's an exercise, and it's in my Casey one. Okay. What are my aims and goals? Okay, well basically my aims are to sing brilliantly, to basically be able to perform my own pieces to a really, really good standard. I would like to be able to be sounding professional in some of them, which would be really nice. And I know I have a lot of work to do, especially if you listen to professional singers. It's just disheartening. It's like, oh, why can't I sound like that? Why? Because you don't practice enough, that's why. Let's see. So these are long-term goals. I could tell me short-term goals. My short-term goals are basically to have Amarilli Mia Bella and Greenfinch and Linnet Bird ready for the performance, because I missed out on some practicing when I wanted to practice for this weekend because I was sick, and so I haven't been practicing at all, and I would have been frantically practicing, because especially my exercises, I sort of lost the sheet for a while, so I'm like forgot all about my exercises. It's good, I can sing them all now, so I'm not scared of performing them. Okay, so basically, yeah, this week's practice goal is to learn all my exercises, be able to perform all of them to a good standard, and my scales, which are all to a good standard, except for G melodic minor. I bet you're gonna pick that one for the autumn soiree, just because you're like, I can do all my other scales, and you're like, G melodic minor. No. Let's see. So yeah, and gets basically Amarili Mia Bella. I already know it's up to performance scratch. I have performed it once at it was a semi-performance, but it meant I couldn't look at the music and I had to sing it out to an audience, and I did fine. And I fixed up all my timing issues with it, with singing with an accompaniment. Because it was funny, the first time I tried singing with an accompaniment, I'd been left to my own devices for too long. And I think Richard played it for me and was singing with the accompaniment, and he laughed at me. Because it was bad, because it was really bad. But yes, and now I want to work on Greenfinch and Linnet Bird, because it is a bit of a tricky one sometimes, with the melody having all these sharps and flats and stuff. So I need to work on that, and I haven't actually run through it fully with accompaniment yet, just because I missed my last week's vocal lesson, which is unfortunate, because that's when I would have worked on that. So yeah, that's this week's practice goal. And I was going to say learning Steal Away, but then it turns out I actually know it. I was surprised I remember how to sing it, because I haven't practiced it much at all, and I was like, oh, I have to sing it a cappella. And then it turns out I know it. Okay, my practice plan. I practice usually when I get home from school, because I think it's a good routine. I only practice really for half an hour. Or it depends. I do some piecework. I do all my exercises. I have like some warm-up exercise thingies that are good for general improvement of singing. Then I'll probably usually run through my scales and exercises. Basically, I like to get all the boring stuff out of the way first. And then I'm allowed to do my pieces. And some days I will do all of them, but most of the time I'll just do 2 or 3. Because, well, you're not supposed to strain it by using it too much. My mom tells me, oh, you're sounding hoarse now, you can't keep singing. It's not like, you can't just keep practicing for an hour, it's bad for your voice, etc., etc. My mom is very nosy when it comes, no, not nosy, she's interfering. But it's okay, because she knows what she's talking about most of the time. And it means, and when half an hour is adequate practice time. Yes, that is my practice time. My progress. Oh yes, my technical work is going fine, I think. I need to clear one thing up with Miss West for the first exercise. I don't actually understand it. I tried singing and I'm like, I don't get this, I'm gonna get through. Go and ask her to help me with that. But all my other scales are good, except for G melodic, so that's what I need to work on. Because I've always had issues with the melodic minor. I love the harmonic one, but I'm never allowed to do that for exams, because apparently all my pieces are based around melodic minors, which sort of makes sense, because I know they are. Alright, and that is all. I'm sorry I've spoken for so long. I bet I will turn this over and it'll say 20 minutes and I'll be like, oh god, poor Miss Shelley's. You have to listen to this. I don't want to watch this again. I'm probably going to have to. But anyway, well, thanks